In the current market cycle, how are you thinking about this? How should people be thinking about it?
I'm always bullish.
Me too.
So if you ask me, at the deepest winter in 2019, I'm bullish. 2022, 2023, I was bullish. And if you ask me at the peak, I'm bullish, and then the market goes down, have a correction. And, it's very hard to time the market.
Yeah.
So far, the markets go on 4-year cycles, but it's very hard to tell, if this one is going to be shorter or longer, etc. So, but I think if we take a long view, we're still early. People, when they invest, they're very impatient. All right. So, of course, when I invest, I want to see my money 10x tomorrow. Why not, right? But the market doesn't work like that. So I think if you're chasing things that are against how this world works, you're going to be always disappointed.
가상화폐를 투자해 100배, 1000배의 수익을 정말 낼 수 있을까요? 누군가는 사기라고 하고 또 누군가는 정말 초기 비트코인에 투자해 그런 수익을 낸 사람도 있을 겁니다. 그렇다면 그런 기회가 저희에게도 찾아올까요? 세계 최대 암호화폐 거래소 바이낸스의 설립자 자우창펑과 거시경제 투자 전문가 라울팔이 인터뷰를 진행하고 있습니다. 비트코인이 신고점을 기록한 후 조금 조정에 들어갔지만 아직도 100K대를 유지하고 있는 가운데 지금의 가상화폐 시장을 바라보는 이야기를 들어보겠습니다.
What about the kind of strategic reserves idea as well? Because that's the hot topic people are seeing happening. Talk us through that and what you're hearing.
There's a few countries who are extremely advanced on that topic. I think Bhutan, I believe His Majesty King of Bhutan is actually in the city today. He's an early crypto adopter. He's a very smart guy, and they have excess energy, clean energy, hydro energy. So they've been mining Bitcoin for years.
Yeah.
So they have billions and billions of dollars of Bitcoin for a very small country, and now they've added Ethereum and BNB to their national reserve. So the early adopters are moving forward. Based on public information, US seems to be using the holding, at least no longer selling the Bitcoin. Some of the OGs like us actually kind of hope that governments will sell their Bitcoin so that other guys can buy them cheaply. But, with this US administration, they're very business savvy. So they understand what's valuable. So now they figure that out. With the US, with one of the world's largest economy holding Bitcoin now, or making a crypto reserve, other countries are forced to do it because the later you do it, the more expensive your crypto will be. So for most countries, most countries starting amount are not as big as US.
What gets you excited when you're looking at the crypto markets these days? What innovations, what things are happening that you're like, this is really interesting?
I think the crypto industry, so there's a lot of money flowing around, but they're all chasing short-term gains. So I would like to sort of help the funders to build real products. So I'm a builder myself.
How are you thinking about how AI is going to change even this industry?
So I think AI has a lot of use cases. Well, number one is AI, I believe, will completely revamp the user experience, how you interact with blockchain.
UX feels like it's all going to
change, right? Yeah. So I think AI has so many different applications that unfortunately, this industry happened before AI. So we need to change this industry to an AI-enabled industry. But there's a lot of data we don't capture today. Those data can be captured in a privacy, but today it's easier technology-wise to do it on a centralized platform. So we will hope to see that transition happen. And then today, many people, there's so many different AI agents with a token.
Yeah.
But the agents don't have a lot of utility, right?
It's experimentation still right now. So let's give CZ's advice and coming into the industry from you, what to do, what not to do.
Sure. I think the fundamental thing is there's no magic bullet. There's no magic formula. Stick with fundamentals. Don't get too excited. When people say, look, this project's really hard. If you don't buy it this minute, then you're gonna miss it. Don't go for that. Just stick with fundamentals. What happens in investing in traditional markets is the same thing that happens here. You should look at fundamentals. You should look at projects. You play with the product. You should believe it. You should understand it, and then don't follow advices just because. Don't buy just because you saw somebody tweet about something on Twitter, right? So don't just follow blindly. Don't invest in a large number of tokens or coins. Play with 3 or 5 that you can understand deeply, so that you know if they're good or not. If you don't understand, don't invest. And then for the builders, again, fundamentals, right? So don't don't try to raise a big amount. That's not the benchmark. The benchmark is 5 years from now. How many users do you have? What's your valuation 5 years from now? So look at product market fit, build prototypes, test it. If it doesn't work, pivot. If it works, then scale. Right. So just know there's nothing magical. Everybody comes into crypto thinking that the crypto somehow is different. It's not.
It's a bit more volatile.
Yeah. So like you see very often, right? Many people who are not traditional stock traders, they come to crypto, they become active traders. Doesn't work. Crypto is no different from if you do day trading, it's the same everywhere. It's just different asset type. There's some guys who are like, entrepreneurs in traditional internet, well, not traditional, just internet tech fields. They come into crypto, somehow they want to do it. They want to do something very different. There's nothing different. Crypto does help you raise money more easily. It's a very effective fundraising tool, but still the fundamentals apply. You got to have product market fit. You got to have a strong product that people use. So all of those things still apply. So there's nothing too magical about this magic internet money kind of industry. There's nothing magical about it. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of basics, a lot of fundamentals.
자우창펑은 비트코인과 가상화폐 시장을 아직 초기 단계로 보며 가상화폐 시장에 들어올 때 기존 주식처럼 기본에 충실해야 한다는 이야기를 전했습니다. 당장 소문이나 공개된 정보에 휘둘리지 말고 직접 분석을 통해 신뢰할 수 있는 화폐에 장기적인 관점으로 다가가라는 조언을 했죠. 그런데 여러분, 전문가 얘기만 듣고 사면 부자 될 것 같지만 시장은 그렇게 호락호락하지 않습니다. 코인 시장은 세력과 자본이 지배하는 구조입니다. 진짜 정보는 공개되지 않습니다. 저희는 여러분이 최소한 5분 먼저 움직일 수 있도록 실전 데이터를 무료로 공개합니다. 하단 링크 클릭하고 기회를 잡으세요. 본론으로 돌아와서 과연 가상화폐로 정말 돈을 벌 수 있는 방법이 있는지, 그리고 비트코인과 같은 수준의 수익을 얻을 수 있는 코인은 어떤 것이 있을지 그 이야기를 한번 들어보시죠.
And what do you think is going to have higher returns? VC in the space or liquid tokens? Because it's actually very hard for anybody to build a business and beat Bitcoin's returns. It's phenomenally hard to do.
Yeah.
How do you think about that?
Yeah, so it's very hard to outrun Bitcoin. I think there's only a few projects that kind of outrun Bitcoin for a period of time. In the industry, if you industry for any period of time, you say, look, instead of investing in crypto projects, just buy Bitcoin and hold. Much less work. But even as a crypto OGs like myself, I invest in many new projects. We have to do that to grow the industry. And there are projects that have outright.
Probably be richer if you hadn't.
Actually, no. I think BNB have outrun Bitcoin so far in its existence.
Yeah.
Ethereum probably has as well.
Ethereum, Doge has.
Even Doge has, which is crazy, right? So there are a few projects that outperform Bitcoin, but those are a small number. But I do think that they all continue to be new projects that will outperform Bitcoin. But they're very small in number, and also they start at a much smaller market cap. Right, so it's easy to, if you look at the multiples, they can go higher. But if they reach to the size of the Bitcoin today, they will slow down too. It's much harder to grow a large market cap than a small one. So it depends on your risk appetite, risk profile, on what you want to invest in. But I do think there are still many good opportunities. But it's true that if you want the least amount of work with very good returns, just buy the top few tokens. You're in good shape. I think what we've seen is that this cycle so far has been ETFs.
Yeah.
So US institutional money going to ETFs, and those money go to Bitcoin because the Bitcoin ETF is the biggest. So in that regard, Ethereum didn't go up that much, right? Because the money's kind of stuck with Bitcoin. But what's good for Bitcoin is good for other crypto. Eventually the money will disperse. When they're in an ETF, they usually take longer because the institutions for them to go from Bitcoin to Ethereum to other altcoins will take a bit longer. But what we've seen, and I still believe 100%, is Bitcoin is usually the first crypto that people interact with when they come to crypto. That's the first one they learn. That's the most stable. That's the most decentralized, etc. And that's the biggest market cap. But once the money is in crypto, they will eventually explore other things, right? So it will come. I think we're still quite early. I think we're still in. If we go by 4-year cycles, it'll be end of this year. But we don't know for sure.
And do you think because of where we are in the network adoption, that growth has slowed down yet in Bitcoin, or do you think we're actually early? Because there's an argument or discussion going on where we are on the adoption curve and our returns coming down. I don't think they are, but what do you think?
I don't think they are. I think we're just getting started. So, I think right now there's a handful of countries that's talking to me about blockchain adoption. And most other countries, I don't see anything going on. Out of 200 countries, even there's 12 countries that are just starting, right? So US is just starting. ETF is only like the last, a few months, right? So everything's just starting. I think people, when they invest, they're very impatient. All right. So of course, when I invest, I want to see my money 10x tomorrow. Why not? Right. But the market doesn't work like that. I think in this world, we got to understand how the world works. Money takes time to build, and what's good for Bitcoin is good for crypto, and it will filter to other things. So and it will take time. As long as we understand the right time horizons, then you can set your expectations correctly, and then everything will make sense.
자우창펑과 라울팔은 투자에 참여하는 동안 조급함을 버리고 가상화폐 전체의 좋은 흐름을 가져갈 수 있도록 장기적인 성장에 집중해야 한다는 이야기를 했습니다. 시장에는 정답질은 없습니다. 그럼에도 많은 투자자들은 리스크를 감수하고 돈을 벌기 위해서 비트코인 시장에 뛰어드는 것이죠. 하지만 급등락하는 비트코인 시장에서 급등과 급락을 반복하는 차트를 보고도 개인 투자자들이 욕심과 공포를 떨쳐내고 평정심과 내 자산이 우상향을 하는 것은 말처럼 쉽지가 않으실 겁니다. 저 또한 전업투자자 생활을 오래 했지만 항상 좋은 자리를 기다리고 인내해야 수익을 조금씩 낼 수 있었습니다. 그래서 저희 트레이딩 팀에서는 어떻게 하면 일반 개인 투자자들도 투자 시장에서 수익을 낼 수 있을까? 구독자분들께 어떻게 하면 조금이라도 도움을 좀 드릴 수 있을까? 고민을 하다가 구독자분들도 비트코인이 명확하게 상승 추세가 나왔을 때만 투자를 하실 수 있게 한다면 수익이 조금 나지 않을까? 라는 생각을 하게 되었는데요. 제가 전업 투자를 하면서도 개발자로 오래 일을 했기 때문에 저도 써볼 겸 유료 결제를 해서 결국 만들었습니다. 바로 비트코인이 정말 신뢰할 수 있는 상승 추세인 건지 횡보인지 하락인지 알 수 있게 도움을 주는데요. 지금 보고 계시는 건 비트코인 차트인데요. 제가 빨간색 네모 박스로 표시해둔 곳을 보시면 주황색 61선과 파란색 121선이 교차하는 구간에서 추세가 변동되는 걸 보실 수 있습니다. 실제로 지금 비트코인은 최근에 61선과 121선이 데드크로스 하방 교차하면서 조정이 나오고 있는데요. 저희 팀에서 운영 중인 채널에서는 보시다시피 2월 25일부터 줄곧 비트코인 하락 관점을 말씀드리고 리스크 관리에 대해서 말씀을 드렸고 많은 분들이 도움을 받으셨습니다. 물론 데드크로스가 난다고 해서 무조건 하락하지도 상승하지도 않습니다. 저희 트레이딩 팀에서 개발한 알파빗 지표는 약 8개의 고급 추세 기준과 트레이더들의 노하우를 담아서 차트가 상승할 확률이 높을 때 신호가 나오도록 개발을 하였습니다. 그 결과 저희 전문 트레이딩 팀 또한 판단에 도움받을 정도로 만족할 만한 놀라운 성과를 보였습니다. 시중에 유료로 팔 수 있을 정도로 가치 있는 지표이지만 저희 비트포브 영상을 시청해주시는 구독자분들께는 무료로 제공해드리기로 마음먹었습니다. 저 또한 며칠 밤새 테스트하며 어렵게 만든 지표이지만 구독자분들 성원에 힘입어 저 또한 도움을 받고 있기 때문에 어렵게 공유드리기로 마음먹었습니다. 초보자분들부터 경력이 오래된 트레이더분들까지 굉장히 큰 도움을 받을 수 있는 지표라 도움이 되실 거라고 자부합니다. 그리고 또한 투자자라면 항상 있을 수 있는 시나리오와 리스크 관리를 해야 하며 저희 트레이딩 팀 또한 2025년 비트코인 전망과 알트코인 포트폴리오를 분석해두고 시장에 임하고 있습니다. 2025년 비트코인 전망과 알트코인 포트폴리오를 분석해두고 시장에 임하고 있습니다. 신청 방법은 하단 더보기란과 고정 댓글에 나와 있으니 많은 신청 부탁드리고 도움 받아보셔서 이번 하락장에서도 모두 성투하시길 바라겠습니다.